Hi there, Libra. This is Carrie at wooingnature.life. Welcome to December. We're almost done for 2020. This has been an insane, impossible year. I am so glad to be delivering this message to everyone because I swear to the Most High Father that it has been a journey into sound. And I think that you guys understand what I mean when I say that. So we're here. We're thankful. We have nothing but reasons to give thanks. Because if we are still here and we are still connecting and you are hearing me and I am voicing my information to you or channeling this information to you, then that means that we are alive, accounted for, and we are among those who are still yet producing and prospering and living and breathing and observing and chronicling these magical times that we are in, and that goes without saying, Libra, for you as well. So without me getting on too much of a tangent, I'll talk to you about the cards that I'll be reading from today. I'll be reading from Wild Kuan Yin. This is Alana Fairchild with the artist Wang Yi Guang, and this is one of the decks that is in the Art of the Deck. So if you want to see every single card in this deck, which consists of mostly feminine images and I think one male image, but that's because it's Kuan Yin, and Kuan Yin is all about the feminine and it's all about the spirit of the woman and nurturing and mothering and all of that kind of good stuff that we all need, whether we're male or female. Then this is the deck for you, and I encourage you to take a look at that. I always get a really great reading from that deck too. Very meaningful, heartfelt messages that come from that text. All right, and then I am bringing back the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed along with Jenna De La Gritalia. I like these decks because it deals with animals, and I love working with animal spirits in the real, in the flesh, in the 3D, because they have so much. They're such powerful allies for us, and their spirit beings are so selfless and so succinct in their messages to us. And so I like to work with for real though, animals. If you're working with me on a one-on-one basis, then we won't be going to the cards, but for the sake of this video, we will be connecting to the animal spirits in these cards, just to give us an idea of who's coming toward us and also what energies we may need to embody, or you may need to embody, Libra, during the month of December. And then to finalize, I'm going to the tarot, Revelations Tarot, this time in this particular month. I always go to the tarot for detailing. That's where we go to get the nuts and bolts, the nitty gritty, the day-to-day, the relationships or the work or whatever it is that Spirit has to share with us or has to share with you, Libra, during the month of December. That is of importance. So I'm going to start off with the Wild Kuan Yin. Thank you, Wild Kuan Yin. I love Wild Kuan Yin. So again, this is really about attaching and connecting to the feminine energy. For those of you who are identifying male, don't feel like you're left out, because we all need the feminine spirit. We all came from a womb. We all came from a mother. And so because you came through a mother, you have to understand the feminine spirit within yourself, and you have to understand the aspects of yourself that is feminine, because there is an aspect of yourself that's feminine, and the feminine qualities are internal, they're nurturing, they are nurturing and protective, and they're also benevolent. So that's all associated with that. And then we also have to thank our feminine spirits for our intuition and for our intuitive nature. And so if you're trying to enhance your intuitive, then you definitely need to get in touch with your feminine nature, whether you like it or not. All right. So this is Remember Me, the Divine Mother Within, of course. So this is the Divine Mother. This is connecting you to your Divine Mother, to the mother spirits that govern and protect you and throughout your life. I always say for this card, and when this card comes in, for you to connect to a mother spirit. Now, some people do not have good relationships with their biological mothers. That's okay. There is a mother spirit around you, or there's somebody that you can connect to that helps you understand that mothering nature, or that you felt connected to their mothering nature. And so that's where you want to reflect. It's not so much about the people and, where you were born and whether your mother was nurturing or not, or whether or not she protected you, or whether or not she was even around or not. Of course, if you have a mother who was nurturing to you, then give thanks for that. But for those who didn't have a biological mother that fit that description, then what you want to do is think about other mother people, or mother examples, or examples of women in your life that were very nurturing to you. That connection then connects you to your ancestral mothers, and then your ancestral mothers connect you to the mother spirit or mother deities, if you're interested in going that far into the spectrum. But the main thing is connecting there, because what we forget sometimes is nurturing. We have to nurture ourselves sometimes, and we have to learn how to nurture each other. And I think that what's happened over the years is that we've become so myopic and so narcissistic. And I don't like to use that word loosely because it is a psychological term. But when we talk about generalized narcissism and not clinical narcissism, then we're talking about people who are focused only on themselves. Everything is about me, 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 and what I can get, and I, and then there's no room to grow through sharing, or there's no room to grow through giving, and there's no room to grow through doing something for someone other than just yourself. It's okay to take care of yourself, and you do have to take care of yourself, and you are a priority in your life. But once you take care of you, then what you realize is that once you have adequately cared for yourself, then it becomes very easy for you to share out and connect to this mother spirit. So anyway, I am going to read from the Wild Kuan Yin text now and stop rambling on about what I think about it. This says, Remember me, the Divine Mother Within. I believe in you. I will never leave you. I will never abandon you. I see the truth of you, and I know that you are worthy. That's a very mothering thing to say. Mothers, for real though, mothers who are balanced in their nature and who understand and who have given birth to their children, that's all they want. We can be smothering, we can be overbearing, we can worry a lot, we can call you too much, we can get on your nerves. But at the end of the day, we believe in you. We will never leave you. We will never abandon you, and we will see the truth in you because we know that you're worthy. That's all we see, and that's the best of who you are, really. No matter how strong and grown up you become, or how vulnerable and small you may feel, I love you, my own wild child divine. Trust in me, the Divine Mother within you, to guide, comfort, and nurture you into the beautiful fullness of the destiny, of your divine destiny. All right, it says, sometimes we can feel alone, not quite sure where or to whom we may truly belong, frightened and insecure. We imagine dark happenings or feel consumed with anxiety and doubt, or perhaps we struggle to feel our feelings and instead have symptoms of the feelings that we can't find another way to express. We cannot sleep, we cannot unwind and relax, we can't quite feel safe and secure. These are signs that we are in need of reconnection to the Divine Mother within. If our human experiences of mothering have been neglectful, critical, controlling, smothering, and demanding of perfection, if they have denied us our brightness and talent, have asked too much or too little of us, or are based in fear in the outside world, and all of this is fair because every mother is a human being, and if they themselves are not healed, or if they haven't healed to a certain degree, then what happens is that, we unfortunately can pass that information on. So if any of these imperfections have happened, it says that that we may well have trust issues in the idea of being mothered. So that may cause your trust issues in being nurtured. So when somebody comes towards you and they're nurturing and they're giving and they're loving, you start to go, oh, what is that? Because you're not accustomed to it, because you weren't mothered in that way or you weren't nurtured in that way. So it's foreign. But what you have to do is learn how to release some of that. Yet the Divine Mother has no need to test or challenge us, forsake us for another, or judge us in any way. Her need is to mother us. What that means is that she offers us enough sanctuary and unconditional love to feel safe to venture into life, to grow, to take risk, and to truly do our best to live a full and authentic life. So at the close of the day, the mothering energy, the true mothering, unconditional, unadulterated, uncontaminated, undysfunctional, not dysfunctional mother energy is really there for you to really become and feel good about your authentic self. That's what it's all about. So if you've had any bad luck in that area, just know that 9 times out of 10 that person has also been had to deal with some level of dysfunction in their ability to nurture their authentic self. And now it's the time for you all to nurture your authentic selves together. You know, could be an opportunity for you and your mother, or your biological mother, or the person who mothered you, to get some healing and some bonding around that. Because now is the time. All right, we've got the Spirit Animal Oracle coming up here. I am looking at, last month I looked at these it was just about like those people who were coming around you or who were in your cipher. I'm looking at these cards for the same reason today, but I'm also going to open the door just a little bit further so we can see what other kinds of energies you need to bring into your cipher for the month of December. All right, this is a real powerful one. We got the Panther Spirit. This is the Black Panther. Now, the Black Panther, first of all, is a feline kitty. Feline kitties are independent in nature. They are usually operating alone. They are not pack animals. They are not associated with being with the pack. They don't care nothing about being with the pack. They operate relatively alone. The Black Panther, or the panther, or the jaguar, because all of these kind of go together, or kind of, you know, you can kind of group them in the same category. They are night animals. They see in the night. They're able to see in the dark. They are also black, which means that they blend into the dark. That means that they can be real stealth. It may be time for you to be real stealth in your waking life. You might need to be able to move surreptitiously in your environment. Maybe you are crafting something, because this is a 44. Maybe you're building, or maybe you're crafting something that you are looking to advance at a later date. That means that you may not want to put that information out quite yet. You might want to take some time with the information to develop it, and that kind of thing like that. Or you might just need to move quietly in your environment. There may be other people around you who are also moving in that environment in that way. So you might want to pay attention to them, because they may have information to share with you. But in general, I feel like that's the information that you need to get for yourself. You also have the wolf spirit. Now, the wolf spirit is kind of the opposite. So you got a feline, and you also have a canine. You know, the feline and the canine. Feline and the canine. Felines are independent. Canines are pack animals. So it looks like you might be looking at the difference between the two. You may see how the energy of the pack animals is affecting you versus how you are moving independently of the pack. But the wolf spirit is the teacher spirit. So it's about teaching the clan, the group, the tribe, the family, the team, how to operate together. And with the wolf pack, you do have an alpha. So that means that alpha male or that alpha wolf is going to run the pack, and everybody else kind of follows suit. For some of you, that may feel okay. For some of you, that may feel like, you know, an imposition. But there's nothing wrong with understanding the difference between operating independently and using your independent skill to affect the group, or how it may affect the group or may affect the people that are around you in your energy field. You will want to pay attention to who is alpha in the group. It may be you, it may be somebody else, but whoever the alpha is, just know that they're in charge until somebody challenges them and takes over the position and then assumes the position of leadership, and then everybody falls in line. But that's a fight for the finish on that one right there. So if you are in a situation where you want to be the alpha, and there's somebody else that is the alpha, then you're going to have to fight for that role. So you got to make sure you're ready for it. So, like, it is the way, it is what it is. You can't change that. We've got the elephant spirit coming here. I like elephant spirits because there's a lot of very spiritual connections to the elephant. We have Ganesha. Ganesha has the elephant head in India. In the Hindu belief system, the Ganesha is the spirit that gets rid of the obstacles, that overcomes obstacles. So we have the elephant energy of overcoming obstacles. And then there's also highly spiritual stories or legends or creations, not creation stories, but spiritual, cultural, cultural. I'm trying to think of how to say this. Spiritual and cultural implications for the elephant. And then also the elephant is a very interesting animal. It's a huge animal. It's a pachyderm. It's they connect with each other and they don't stop connecting. Like, once the elephants are a part of a family, they never forget each other. So this sense of family connection is very associated with the elephant, and it talks about learning from the past. One of the things that's interesting that I learned about an elephant is, like, you know how they say you never find an elephant graveyard? They don't know where the elephant goes to die. They don't know where the elephant ends up, but that the body and the what they say is that the clan, the elephant, the what do you call the elephant group of elephants? I don't know. But anyway, somebody knows what it is. The group of elephants takes care of the deceased like the way we do. There's like a funeral or something like that. So I feel like that connection with the animal spirit and the human element, and that connection to family, and that connection to spirit, and the connection to life and death, and how we handle that, and the ritual of burials and the ritual of death, and then that giving rise to new life is all a part of that elephant energy. So very powerful totems there for you, Libra, for the month of December. That looks good. All right, so we are moving right along to the tarot. This is my favorite part of the video because this is where we can get down to the daily life, we like to get that information from spirit that just kind of gives us something to think about and reflect on and activate our higher selves. But then we like to get down to earth, and to me, tarot is how I get down to earth with you all. All right, so Libra, let's look at what's happening in December for you. Let's see what spiritual or what earthbound or whatever comes forward for you. So we've got the Nine of Swords here coming in the upright. It looks like some struggle. You're struggling. Libra, what are you struggling about? You're struggling about something of a spiritual nature. You need to get with your crown chakra. You need to touch bases with your crown chakra, because we got the High Priestess in reverse. High Priestess in reverse tells me some spiritual lessons or messages or something that you may be missing, and you're missing it because you're focusing on something negative, and that's why you got to get in touch with your crown chakra. I highly recommend it. There's somebody else in this cipher this month that needs this too. I can't think of who it is, but it's the Chevron Amethyst. It may come to me in a minute. Chevron Amethyst is really good. This is a raw Chevron Amethyst here. You know the chevrons because they have this chevron shape. You have to go to the Chevron gas station and it has that little V-shaped line. That's a chevron, and that's how you know that the stone is a Chevron Amethyst, because it has this V shape just like Chevron gas station. Okay. It's a regular amethyst. You can use that too. And this is the raw chevron, and you can see you can't really see the chevrons in these because they're going in a different direction, but that's where they are. Okay. Can you see that? See that? Those little V-ish shape-ish things going on there. So get your Chevron Amethyst for your crown chakra, because your crown chakra needs some Chevron Amethyst. All right, so why does it need the Chevron Amethyst? Because you're struggling. Here's this Nine of Wands again. You're struggling with something. You are fighting against the flow of energy that's coming towards you, because you obviously think that you know what this is supposed to be happening. No. There is a divine force that is much greater than you are. This spiritual divine force is much greater than you are, has more knowledge than you do. Whatever it is that you're worrying about or concerning yourself about, they already have the answer for it. All you have to do is tap into it, but you got to stop trying to hold it together. You got to stop trying to hold it together. You don't have the tools to hold it together. It's too big for you to hold it together. So it's no need of, what you going to hold it together with? Some sticks and some string. What you trying to hold it together with, Libra? Sticks and string. This is much bigger than you. Much, much bigger than you. So you got to really let spirit go ahead and do what it needs to do. All right, so we got the devil coming in, and I guarantee you that it has something to do with ego. It has something to do with ego. Now, I don't like to talk about ego loosely, because we all have an ego, and we have to have an ego, because we wouldn't be people in the flesh if we didn't have an ego. So it's not about throwing the ego out with the bathwater. We're not throwing it out like the baby. The ego is needed, but it can be, you got to watch it, because it can get a little unruly. And so by unruly, what it does is it makes you think, your ego will make you think that what you think and what you're doing is the right thing every single time. No, it's not. Then there's the death card here. The death card here says that you've got to end that thinking. You got to end that thinking process, and you got to be open to something that reaches into a whole lot more areas than the area that you're accustomed to reaching into. You may think that you have tapped into a lot of different places, and you have, Libra. You have tapped into a lot of different places. You have connected to a lot of people. You're very connected. Libras are known to be connected because they're so personable. So they're always connecting to people and making good connections. However, there is a connection beyond the physical connection that is really going to shape and guide your experience moving into December. And it really is going to put an end to some of this thinking. You've got the devil, you've got the death, and you've got the high priestess in reverse, followed by the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is masculine energy in the suit of water, which is really a feminine suit. Now, what that means is that with the masculine in the feminine, it's like the masculine understands and knows how to maneuver the unseen world, the spiritual world, the feeling world, the emotional world, and they also know how to set boundaries, and they know how to make it actually be practical, because emotions are one of those things that we like because it feels good, or we get wrapped up in the feeling. Even when the emotion is anger, some people like anger. They like feeling anger because anger gets things done for them. For some people, it might be joy or excitement, or they're always looking for the next good time or something like that, something that feels their emotional energy. But the King of Cups understands the emotional energy, but also knows how to set boundaries, also knows when to use it, when not to use it, when to cut it off, when to cut it on. You know, you can't always be emotional and expect to get, you can't always operate off of the emotional. You have to use the rational. You have to use some other things too, not just that. And the king gets that. The king understands that. It's not so much about the masculine as in terms of gender. It's about the energy itself, as you guys probably know by now. We've got the Ace of Pentacles along with the Fool here. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, by the way. It looks like you're waiting for things to fall into place for you, for things to accumulate, for things to kind of manifest from nowhere, and that's what you're looking for. In order to do that, you're going to have to release and let go of some of that other stuff that we're talking about. You can't try to hold it together and then let the universe deliver to you what it is that you are looking for in your life. You can't. So what you have to do is you have to release. You have to let go. You have to release. You have to let go. You have to end things. You have to look at a greater perspective. You have to be mindful of your boundaries, setting proper boundaries for yourself. I'm really looking for your homework here. Other than getting with that Chevron Amethyst, it looks like there's not much more than that. I think the Chevron is going to help you get clarity on the rest of this, because this is a lot of things here. It's a lot of things. Wheel of Fortune indicates some change is happening. Change is afoot. Change is necessary. Change is required. The energy of the universe is ushering in the change. You just have to be in truth with that, and you have to be aligned so that your actions, your speech, your behavior, everything is aligned spiritually with your inner nature and what your inner nature tells you to do. You're not going outside of that. I think that's also a part of King of Cups energy, as well as being able to discern and know what's good for you, what's not good for you, and being able to put things out so that when that stuff comes in that's like, ooh, it gets you all riled up, but you know it ain't good for you. The King of Cups knows how to cut through all of that. What else do we have for Libra for December? Anything else for Libra for December? This is you feeling bound up. This goes along with this energy that I got at the very beginning of the reading. You're worrying, you're stressing yourself, and that worry and that stress is really tying you up. It's really hemming you up, Libra. You have got to know that the universe is going to bring you what you need in the time that you need it. It's all going to fall into place in its time, and that you don't need to hold back on that. And I feel like this is a tall spiritual lesson for you to get right now, because when you realize it, when you really get in touch with that part of yourself that's like wanting to make things happen for yourself, and you really let go and you watch spirit pull it together for you in a way that you could only imagine, like you can't get any better than that, then you're going to start to trust spirit more and more, and you're going to be able to communicate with spirit more and more, and you're going to be able to say, okay, spirit, I need this, and then spirit's going to say, no, you don't need that because of this, and that, and you'll be like, oh, okay, instead of being like, why I can't have what I want, what I want, what I want, what I want, what I want. You know what I'm saying? So it's a balance. It's a natural propensity toward wanting what we want. That's our ego part that I was telling you about. But this time right now is about you really being able to release and let spirit bring to you what it is that you absolutely need and want all at the same time. And spirit can do that for you better than you can. You can think your way and write down plenty of lists. And I'm not telling people to don't write your list. And I'm not telling people not to think about what they want and write down what they want. That's important. But do be willing to stretch yourself to think that what I want may not always necessarily be what's needed and might not be what's best. And so what I'm doing is relying on spirit to tell me the part that I don't know. That's all. It's pretty simple. All right, Libra, this is your reading for December. If you want to take a deeper dive, I highly recommend it at this time because we're moving into a new year and we're moving out of a very tough year. So if you want to get your bearings straight, you want to know what's going on, you want that really in-depth reading, then get the deeper dive because it will set your pace for what you're going to do in the year coming. And in 2021, you want to have all your ducks in a row because you don't, whatever you've learned in 2020, you want to carry that message forward into 2021. I ain't talking about the negativity, I'm talking about the lessons, because there were plenty of lessons for us and we don't want to forget those because it is possible for you to repeat them. All right. As always, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great December, and I hope you're having a wonderful life.